of the boogity beat. Now, what you hear is not a test. You got me?
Yep.
I'm
We're going
rapping.
live right now, brother. So.
Yeah, we live on this.
Me,
We live on this thing
and
again.
friend gonna try to move your feet.
Let's see where we at.
All right, Milk D.
Yo.
Are we live yet? Are we on the air?
Are we on the air?
Hold on.
I think we live.
Okay, cool.
Pick up your phone. I'm on the request line. That's where that's from, right?
Yes, sir. Are we on the air?
Are we on the air?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on Culture Untold bonus
2.0.
2.0
Yeah.
is a dear friend of mine, the great Milk D.
Oh, yeah.
From the First Priority Audio 2, Brooklyn is where he's from. And thanks, welcome, Milk. Appreciate having you on the show.
Thanks for having me, as always.
As always. The main reason we called you in was to speak about, we just had Sheena Lester on, former editor-in-chief of XXL, who did the photo, The Great Day in Hip Hop, with
Gordon Parks
shooting. And I wanted to just talk to somebody that was there, and I know you were there, and you know, every time I come to your crib, I see the poster up, you know, on your wall framed and stuff. So I know it's a real proud moment for you. And I just wanted to get a sense of the vibe of the day and, you know, what your takeaway was from it.
Okay, it was a great vibe. I was definitely honored to be there. And like I said before, I was at a low point in my life when that came through. And when I went, it really made me feel good. And I was inspired. It was nothing but love. You can hear me?
Yeah. Incredible. What was it like? I mean, did you understand at that moment who Gordon Parks was?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. And I did some research afterwards, and I realized I was aware of the jazz photo. What was it called? It wasn't A Great Day in Harlem.
It's called A Great Day in Harlem.
A Great Day in Harlem. Okay, so I was aware of the jazz photo, but afterwards I did more research and I really began to understand who Gordon Parks was.
Right. So just to be connected to that had to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, he passed a few months later.
Right, exactly.
So you know, that was like one of the last things. So to be a part of that, it's like I made it. I made it in.
Okay, dope. Who were you most excited to see on the set that day?
Well, it's pretty funny because they're not even in the picture.
Okay.
I would proclaim myself the biggest Run DMC fan in history.
Right.
And Run was there, but he got there late. He didn't get there till after the picture was taken.
Right.
So, and you know, I had met him before, but you know, we got a chance to kick it for a minute, and that I was excited about that. And the funny thing is, when I look back at it, like you said, it's on my wall in the dining room.
Yeah.
And when I look at it, you know, I'm like, oh, there's people that I didn't even realize that were there.
Yep.
And people that have gone a lot further since then, like CeeLo. You know, he's in there. That was before.
Right. Before they had their hit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Common, I mean, I knew Common, but he was standing right by me. And, you know, it's like, oh, okay. When people look at it, they be like, oh, that's Common right there, right next to you. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I always remember because KP has it on his wall as well, and he was in the shot.
Yeah, on the window.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so I've always remember that. You know, it was a lot of the fam was in it.
So Mel, who else was, you know, in your circumference?
Damn. I could go get the magazine right now. I think that Common was right by me. I think Daddy-O from Step was by me. I think KG from Naughty.
Okay.
One of the Wu Cats. I think it was Capadonna.
Okay.
KP was not too far on the windowsill.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't remember really. I have to look at it.
It was 20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago.
It was what it is ago. So, Milk, man, what's going on with you? What you working on? You got any new music coming for us? What's up?
Wait, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I met Milk and I knew anything about our 6 degrees of separation, I was a young boy going to school in Brooklyn. I used to take the B44 to Sheepshead Bay High School.
44, that stopped in Bed-Stuy.
Absolutely.
That was my bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to take that to Sheepshead. Well, I used to take it to actually I used to take it to Flatbush Junction, right? And then switch over and then take the bus from Junction to Sheepshead Bay where I went to school, right? So there wasn't, when that record dropped, all we had were, Sony cassettes, right? And the Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let me tell you the level of wearing out of music when that joint came out, man.
Right.
It's so many memories I have of that very moment. The Decepticons, just the level of hip hop culture around that time. Then you had Bismarck with all of his shit coming out, Caught the Vapors, and it's just so many really incredible records that were happening at that very time for that record to just come through and
smash
shit on everybody, because that record just came and shitted on
it might have been
everything.
the first truly punch you in your face record. When the record come on,
absolutely.
Cats get,
absolutely.
Party's over.
Absolutely.
Right. The crazy thing is, okay, number one, that was not too long after I met you, Guy.
Yeah, indeed.
That's 'cause I met you in '84.
Yep.
And I guess one day we could talk about that story.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that was like '85. What most people don't realize is we released Top Billin' in maybe the middle of '85, and everybody said it was whack. All the DJs, they said, it's just a beat. He sounds like a girl. We released Light's song at the same time. They were saying she sounded like a boy. I sounded like a girl. It was just a beat. It would never work. And it's amazing that after all of this time, I guess they were wrong.
What was the turning point for the record? What was the because if people saying it's whack, whatever, who played it that made the difference, or what happened?
Okay, so we were pushing it for it took us a year to break that record.
Okay.
So
good old days of the grind, baby.
yeah, a lot of work. But it seemed like about after a year, I can't remember my man's name, but it was a college DJ in Connecticut. I want to say his name was Bang or Crush, something like that. And he started playing. I think he might have been the first one. And then all of a sudden, like the next week, it was another college station. And, the next week was a few college stations. And then Marley Marl started playing I Cram to Understand You.
Okay.
Right. And he played, and I'm like, okay, he's playing that. Is he going to play Top Billin'? He played it for like 4 weeks. And then one day he played Top Billin'. And I think that was it. I think when Marley played it.
Yeah, Marley was Marley was like the tipping point. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Magic and Marley Marl.
Hey, man, shout to them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they did, because, I mean, it definitely changed your life, Yeah,
and we went to do an interview. I probably shouldn't be saying this. We went to do an interview, I was 16.
Yep.
Up in the booth. That was the first time I ever seen anybody sniffing coke.
Yeah, cocaine 80s, baby.
Yeah, I was like, offered me something. I was like, no, thank you. I didn't know,
Yeah. Cocaine 80s, baby.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But hey, look, that record took you around the world. You know what I mean? And one of the most sampled records of all time. To this day, people still referencing it, and still, it's still, and it's still a party stopper. You know what I mean? We just did. I just was with you when you did the Big Daddy Kane 30th anniversary, and you came out and performed it, and it just, in Coney Island in Brooklyn. So you know what that was. It was like game over.
Absolutely.
And so it's a pleasure that it's still getting that level of. I mean, I remember all them days up in the Latin Quarter. Y'all might probably perform the Latin Quarter more than anybody ever. Like,
I know we did it 18 times one summer. I can't even express how blessed I feel. I think as an artist, you always hope that you could make an impact on the industry.
Right.
And, I didn't sell millions of records. I think that all artists have, an individual path. But in my wildest dreams, I couldn't imagine 30 years later that it would still have the type of impact that it has. It makes me think like, okay, songs that we're hearing right now, it's like, how many of these songs will we hear
30 years from now, right?
That'll even be relevant. So it kind of like, that's kind of like, what do they call it? A bucket list thing where you can actually make an impact in music.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Rolling Stones top 50 singles? I think
number 43.
Number 43.
For hip hop singles of all times.
But what's I think just as important is the amount that record has contributed to hip hop since the original release. Like, it's done so much for other artists.
Oh, without question. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's part of it.
It's like part of the lexicon. You know what I'm saying? It's like, somebody says, guy is chilling, immediately like, somebody's gonna be like,
absolutely.
It's what more
can I say?
What more can I say? What more can an artist want to contribute, creatively to a culture? That's how I feel.
But also, let's not negate, your contribution as a producer, producing MC Light, producing even the Eamon project that you did some years back that went platinum around the world.
6 million.
6 million around the world. People don't even realize. People don't even realize you did that record. I don't know if you remember that record. Fuck it. Oh man, it's a huge record. When I play it for you, you're gonna be like, oh, that record, because it's an R&B. It's an R&B doo-wop. Hip hop record.
A pop hit. Most played song in the world. That one is so funny because it reminds me of the story of Top Billin'. Everybody said that they would never play it because it was too much cursing, and it ended up being the most played song in the world that year.
Wow.
Utterly ridiculous. I remember so clearly you trying to get people to play the record, and I remember saying it's a jam. I don't know how it's gonna get played, and I remember I want to say Star played it maybe one time. Star played it.
Okay, refresh my memory. What record was this?
It's
fuck what I said. It don't mean shit now.
Oh yeah.
Milk produced that record. Road produced that record.
Wow, I did not know that. Sorry, Milk.
Hey, listen, those are the great ones. My
ignorance.
No, those are the great ones because those are the ones where nobody know what you holding.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody know what you holding, and then just like I said, Milk was part owner of First Priority Music, and so many great things came out of that. Positive Care, Got a Man, and all of that stuff, and like I said, all the light stuff, and so your legacy is really, really secure as far as I'm concerned, and I know.
Well, thank you.
Even like Janet Jackson remixes, and like there was so many things that you've done that it's a testament to how monumental Top Billin' is that it eclipses all of these incredible things. It eclipses records that sold more. It eclipses, the importance of so sometimes you say you want to have a legacy or not. You know what I mean? What's your legacy gonna be? Often is the question I have for people. No, we didn't lose you. Chad's playing around with the computer, man.
I was producing over here.
We're getting Chad a technical person next week so he can stop doing the computer shit. But what's your the importance of your legacy? And if I tell people all the time, often, when you look at the records, say, from the 80s that you love, the records from the 70s that you love, the records from the 60s that you love, and you go back and look at what was the most popular records of that day, oftentimes it's not the records that
sold the most,
or not the records that translated now. You know what I mean? What was the biggest record in 1973 might not be that particular song that you love. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the impact of the artists that might not have been the biggest of the day. Shit. I always say Milli Vanilli was the biggest fucking group in the world. And Vanilla Ice is the biggest, and MC Hammer was the biggest group in the world. That doesn't negate the power of Tribe Called Quest or Audio 2 or whatever. It doesn't, just because the numbers didn't always add up because we were subculture. The importance of top billing is untold. It's like it's never going away. You know what I'm saying?
Ever.
It's never going.
Like I said, I feel blessed. I can't, like, I couldn't express, how I feel, and it fulfills me.
Yeah,
I'm fulfilled.
The joy that it brings people when that record comes off, because everybody can sing along with it. That's I think that's the whole key to it. Is like the joy it brings melodically, and people immediately are like, I can sing, I can do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, I started that garbage rap.
No, you wasn't mumbling though. You wasn't mumbling.
No, you definitely wasn't mumbling.
You were crystal clear, man.
Who said that, guy? Who was that? Was that Greg Nice? You remember that?
Yeah, yes. I think it was Greg Nice. How dare he when he still thinks Dizzy Gillespie is a sax player? But love you, Greg. That's my dude.
Hilarious.
And Dizzy did play the sax, as Greg says.
Yeah. On the side. Okay, hold on. Let me say this.
Yeah.
So, Chad.
Yes.
Your first exposure was, okay, I might have this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the connection.
Okay.
So, of course, you was a little boy.
Yeah.
And was it a New York rap or a contest or something like that?
Absolutely. It was the Tin Pan Apple rap contest that was sponsored by Coca-Cola, I believe it was.
Okay, so boom. That's hold on a second. So when I was 14, right, which is I'm probably at least a few years older than you, they had a Clean Up New York rap contest, right? I don't know. I don't think it was Tin Pan Apple. I think it was a city thing.
Yeah, well, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, so I decided that I wanted to enter the contest, and King of Chill,
Casey,
right?
yeah.
Casey, he took me to Richard Lee's studio. That's the guy from that group Clear, Intimate Connection.
Intimate Connection.
He had a studio in his living room, which was the first time I was ever in a recording studio. And so Casey took me there, and I did a demo, Clean Up New York, to submit to the contest. So I submitted it, and of course I didn't win, right? So one day, me and KC cut school, and we went up and down Broadway. That's when all of the independent labels were on Broadway. Next Plateau.
Yeah, Fall from Broadway. Yeah.
And went up there and took the cassette or whatever, and was basically shopping it. And they was like, "Oh, this sounds like a commercial. It's whack, whatever." So they had a radio station at Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn where you would send in the demo, and they would play it, like American Idol or whatever. People would call, and and they would make the countdown. So I sent it in, and it made the countdown, and it was like #1 on the countdown for like 6 weeks straight. And I was begging my father, like it came on like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 88.2, something like that.
Yeah.
And I finally got my father to listen to it, and that's when he started taking me serious.
Okay.
So we have that New York rap contest.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And I remember Chad in Crush Groove. That was my
Yeah. So the story behind that was, much like the rap contest. It really was the Tin Pan Apple, contest that Charles Stetler had put together with
we just saw him, I believe.
Really?
At the MTV thing.
It's my godfather, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Charles Stetler and Art Cast, who owned Sutra Records at the time, partnered, and whoever won the contest got signed to Sutra. So, this was a borough contest. Every Queens, Brooklyn, you know, all the boroughs. And at the time, I was living in Queens, and I entered into the contest in Queens.
Yeah.
And you know, I won that contest, and then you know the finale was at Radio City Music Hall against whoever won the other ones.
Right.
So Disco 3, who
Fat Boys
turned out to be the Fat Boys, who were from living in Queens and Brooklyn.
Okay.
Ended up entering in the Bronx though. So they won the Bronx. UTFO, you know, they're dancing. Oh, but they were dancing. They wasn't rapping. They was dancing. They won the dance portion. Yeah. They went to Radio City Music Hall.
Right.
And they won the competition, the dance competition portion of it. And Fat Boys had came in first, and I came in second.
Okay.
And that was the true story.
Yeah. You can lose to the Fat Boys.
I can lose to the Fat Boys. And that was
so they recreated the story.
They recreated the story on in Crush Groove.
Right.
So that's exactly.
Except they had you singing instead of rapping.
They had me singing, and you know, by that time I had been in the studio with Curtis Blow, who produced my first single.
No.
Which was called "Good as Gold," that he wrote while he was in Germany for his wife.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Curtis Blow produced
my first joint called "Good as Gold," and again, I came in.
Can't get no more hip hop than that, man.
Yeah, right. when I came in second place, you know, it was no record deal.
Yeah, for the second.
It was just the literally it was a trophy and a Pioneer, or actually at the time Fisher stereo component, which you know I got, and which was hilarious.
You still have it?
I have pieces of it actually. I don't have all of it. I do have pieces of it. But yeah, and then after I won, they were like, "Yo, we like you. You're really talented. We want you to go and sign to Sutra Records."
So you got a deal anyway.
I got a deal anyway. Fat Boys ended up coming out, getting big. The Fresh tour happened, and Charles is like, "Fat Boys go, Chad goes."
Yeah.
You know, and that's where me and Jermaine met.
And that's when y'all started dancing.
And that's where we started dancing, and you know, bada boom. And the rest is history.
Oh yeah. So those contests are responsible for more people than we realize.
Absolutely.
Yeah, listen, man.
Absolutely.
Contest was the way we got in, and whether you know, even up to the new music seminar, and you know how many people got on because of that kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just a bit, you know, to go battle, man. We used to. That was the whole point. Force MCs battling Cold Crush. That was the whole point. We had to go to places.
Yeah.
You know, my little crew, Soul Shotgun. We used to go up to Bronx River and battle cats, and you know.
It's crazy.
Taking our life in our hands. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us, man? It's utterly amazing. Milk, my brother, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, real quick though, what else is going on? What's coming out the studio in the next, you know?
Yeah, what you doing?
I'm working on some stuff, you know, guy. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to regentify my whole approach. But I'm working on some stuff. Nothing to say just yet, but I'm working. I'm in here now.
You're in the studio right now. Yeah, that's the studio.
Yeah.
I know you just recorded April's audio book for her book, so I saw y'all guys working on the gram. I gotta walk away, share it on now. Always repping. We're gonna have April on soon as well. But Milk, man, thanks a lot for dropping in on the Culture Cam.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody can follow you at MC Milk D everywhere, right? On
Yeah.
And MC Milk D.
Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, follow Milk because there's always something. You never know what he's coming with. He always got something that you might be surprised.
Yeah, I don't beat you in the head, but I hit you every once in a while.
There it is. All right, brother. Oh, last question before we get in. Talk to me about these Knicks, man. What's going on?
Well, I renewed.
Okay,
so
you like the coach?
I do like the coach. And you know, all of my Knicks family, they always diss me because I'm always so optimistic. But I have a feeling, right?
I like the coach. I like Fizz a lot.
I do like the coach. And actually, I read something yesterday. He said, you know, we may not be the best team this year, but we're going to be the most physically fit or whatever, right, something like that.
All you ever ask is you want them to compete, just to compete.
And I feel like, and you know, this is my little Knicks opinion. I feel like one of the big mistakes that we always make is we always go for a name.
Yep.
And usually when we get that name, they don't past their prime. Mm-hmm. They're past their prime or it doesn't pan out. I feel like we really don't have anything to lose this year. The even the fact that KP probably won't be playing, it's like there's no expectations. So I feel, sort of like Boston.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're probably going to surprise a lot of people and do a lot better than expected. Maybe even make the playoffs just because there's no names and it seems like the coach is going to be able to get in their heads and get them to play hard.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what he did at Memphis. He got them to really play ball out there. So I'm excited about that. And I'm keeping my eye on Jimmy Butler saying he want to come here though. I would take Jimmy. He's in his prime.
You take him on a max? On a max contract?
Well, I take him and see how he played this year, and then decide if I was going to give him a max or let him go. You know what I mean?
All right.
I would see if he can compete. I think he's a tier 2 player, to be honest with you, but
yeah.
If there's some way, cause the rumor is that him and Kyrie want to come here. And so if him and Kyrie come and that's a 1-2 punch, I think I could believe him. And if they could keep KP at the same time, you know what I mean? I think they would have, that's a big 3 that can get him out the East.
Yo, I wish Joakim could have got it together.
Yeah, I hear he's going to play with Thibodeau. He's going out.
Oh
there. Yeah, that's the rumor is that.
Yeah, yo, because that's the kind to me, that's that New York energy, and
he definitely had that.
Yeah, that punch in the face.
Yeah, but it just didn't work out. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as they compete, I'm happy. It's
cool.
You know what I mean? I don't mind paying for the tickets if they compete.
That's it. That's all you ask for. Okay, Milt.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
all right, y'all. Thanks.
I'm coming to some games this year. I'll talk to you soon. All right, family. Peace.
All right, Milt. Thanks, man.
Peace.
All right.
I'm done.
We out. All right, y'all. We checking out. Peace.